yourself. You cannot continue to pour into someone who never refills your cup. Eventually, you'll find yourself empty without anything left to keep. Hey everyone, thank you so much for joining me again. I really hope you all liked the first two videos that came out. I was super excited to do those for you. The last I left you with the second video, I was kind of going into the early years of my marriage and my relationship with y'all friend-in-law, and I was going to go more into this one about like my breaking point and kind of like what happened with me and what made me get to the point where I decided that I was ready to begin to think about leaving. So before we get started, I wanted you all to, if you would, if you haven't subscribed already, please press subscribe. Please like, share. If you know someone who could benefit from these videos, please send it over to them. And please turn on your notifications as well so that you can be notified when I do post a new video so you don't miss out on anything, okay? All right, so let's get started. Well, the last I left you all, I was going into a part that was really like personal for me, because I was telling you all about how the first year of marriage was a year that we were not intimate for the entire year. And so I wanted to leave it there because I know people would be like, you know, that's crazy, a whole entire year. Yes, it was a whole entire year of living with someone and being there with them. And you know, the first year of marriage is supposed to be the year of marriage where you all can't keep your hands off of each other, but that was just absolutely not the case for him. And he worked a lot, and so in my mind, that was the reason why he wasn't able to be intimate. Until I had to kind of like think about it. Well, you know, he had those jobs before you met him, and he had those jobs while he was pursuing you, and he still made time for all of these things. So I couldn't allow that to be an excuse. But if you are in love with someone and you want it to work, you will get into this motion where you tell yourself that whatever it is that their happiness look like, that's also your happiness. And I am guilty of doing that for so many years. We got married in 2014. After getting married in 2014, 2015, 16, 17, we pretty much kind of stayed the same way. Now, I would say that in 2014, there was no intimacy. Like it was not intimate at all that year. But the 15, 16, 17, it became a little better, but it was still very few and far between. And the only intimacy that there was, you know, just sex. It wasn't like learning your person and trying to be there for them emotionally. It was none of that. It was just when it was time to have sex, which was like, again, was months in between, then we would go and we would have that. And it was just, that's all that it was. There was no real anything else after that. So I have this fix-it personality about myself. I always want to try to fix things. You know, I want everything to be good. I want everybody to be okay. And because he, you know, he's my husband, I was just like, you know, I just want to do whatever it is that made him happy. And so what I did was I started trying to get myself comfortable with the idea of being in a marriage where I was not going to have that intimacy. And I was trying to make myself be okay with that. But the same, to me, it was like telling someone who is white to, you have to become black in order to be in this relationship. They can try, they can, you know, fake it and do whatever they want to do. But at the end of the day, reality is still going to stand that it's something that they need, and it's just something that they can't change about. Him not being able to change, it was the same for me. And so those years kind of was the same. I was trying to fix it. I was trying to make it right. I was trying to do everything in my power to see why. You know, I wanted to know why, like, what is it? So I would ask that question a lot. And every time I asked the question, he would get more and more irritated with me. He did not want to talk about it. Like, when I say shut down, he would shut down. You could be sitting there talking, crying, and doing whatever else you wanted to do. But it was just a blank stare, and he was not having it. And so that was the lonely, even though I was married, that was the loneliest time I had ever had. Even when I was single, even when I didn't live with anyone, living with someone and not receiving the love that you deserve from them is the loneliest place. I mean, I cannot stress that enough. It is the loneliest place that you can be. I know that now. But at the time, I was just trying to make it work. You know, he's older than me, and so I was just trying to make it work. And I was like, maybe I'm just being too much of a clingy, too clingy, or being too much of a baby. So I thought that. So, at the end of 2017, I think I had flipped my mind into thinking that we were happy. I thought that we were happy because I had made my peace with the every month or so intimacy that we were having. I had made my peace with that. And so because I made my peace with that, in my mind, we were happy. February 4th, 2018 came. And in the midst of that happiness, I won't go too far into that detail, but I found out some information. And let's just say that information rocked my world. And it made me started thinking completely different about everything. Because when people talk about how they're not happy and they talk about how things aren't going right, they always say, oh, it's always been like that. But in my mind, they never separate or have issues during their happy phase. They have that happy phase. And here I was at my happy phase. And why are these things happening now when I'm at my happy phase? I feel like I had my happiness in my hand and I was holding it and I was looking at it and I was happy about it and I was happy to have it. And I feel like somebody came and popped the bottom of my hand and it went everywhere. And then I had to try to scuffle to find it again. And I had to try to figure out what did it look like, because now mine's it's mixed all together. I had to figure it out. And so after that, finding out some information that I found out, it really and truly, it broke my heart. Things just broke my heart. Like having real conversations with him and finding out like real things about how his heart felt and how he felt about situations, it broke my heart. At that point, I wanted to leave right then and there. February 4th, I went from being happy one day to where the happiest I thought I've ever been to ready to leave the next day. And we went to counseling and we tried, I guess we were trying to do it. But one thing that I have learned is a marriage cannot be fought by one person. Both people have to get into this ring and both people have to equally put in their best in order for it to come to a point where it can work out. But if I'm in the ring by myself and I'm constantly waiting for him to get in the ring to even fight with me, it was never going to work. That's a hard lesson that I had to learn for myself. And I had to learn that after so many years. And 2017, 2018 is when I came and got this realization. But to think that it's 2020 and this is the point where I left. So even after that happened, I still stayed for so many years. I'll go more into detail with the next video to let you all know some of the things after my awakening and after my realization and after I started figuring out, wait a minute, this is not right. So it doesn't matter how good you are. So I had to figure out these things for myself. So in my next video, I will be going more into detail about some things that I had to come to terms with, how long it took, and how I go from 2018 figuring out, okay, I might have to leave, up until now where I actually made the move. So I'll leave you all with that. Thank everyone. I want to thank everyone who has come by and has watched the video. Please give me feedback. Let me know what you all are thinking so that I can make it better, so that I can always get better, and to let me know what kind of content you're looking for. Thank you all for watching and see you later.